Alright, just a very, 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 very brief overview of organic nomenclature, as it can get very complex, and we will study it towards the end of our year together. Just a quick overview of organic nomenclature. You should remember that organic chemistry is study of carbon and carbon derivatives, carbon-containing compounds. Organic compounds are those that contain carbon and hydrogen, often a combination with other elements. Carbons containing only carbon and hydrogen are referred to as hydrocarbons. Imagine that. Organic chemistry has its own system of nomenclature. It's a little bit different. The simplest hydrocarbons, carbons containing only hydrocarbon, are alkanes. Alkanes have only single bonds. Okay, each of these lines represents a bond. It's a single bond. If we were to have a double line, obviously that would be a double bond. Okay, alkanes end in A-N-E. Okay, A-N-E. The first part of the name corresponds to the number of carbons present. So meth would equal 1, eth would equal 2, prop 3, but 4, and so on. We have a list of those we will learn later. Now, when we put something besides a hydrogen or something besides a hydrogen as a substituent group, okay, when it's replaced with something else, it is referred to as a functional group, like OH in our example. The name of the name of the compound is then derived from the name of that alkane. So we have methane, meth meaning we have one carbon, ane meaning we have all single bonds, and the OL tells us we have an OH group. The Ne denotes the type of compound. OH are alcohols, and alcohols end in OL. For example, let's look at ethanol. Eth, we have two carbons. An, meaning we have all single bonds. OL, we have a alcohol group hanging off of one of the carbons. Now, we have to have a way to tell which carbon it's kind of hanging off of when we get to 3 or more, because 2 we can kind of just hop back around. So we have this. We have a numbering system that we can use. 1 tells us where the alcohol is. Prop tells us we have 3 carbons. An tells us we have all single bonds. That OL tells us we have an alcohol. Again, 1 gives us the number location of the alcohol group. And this is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, this is carbon number 3. In organic chemistry, we can flop, or we can rotate or actually in any chemistry, we can rotate our molecules around in order to get a better sense of their orientation. Again, really brief overview. We're going to get into this much deeper at a later time.